Never wear a green hat in China, or you will. Never share yellow content in China, otherwise you could face detention and fines. Never visit elderly people in white in China, as it may be seen as inappropriate. But do you know why? What else do you need to pay attention to regarding colors in China? Follow me to find out. Welcome to Learn Chinese Mandarin with Peter. Today, we are diving into the colorful world of Chinese culture to explore the hidden meanings and the cultural significance of colors in China. Ready? Let's go. There are so many colors in the world: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and more. But do you know the most popular color in China? You might have heard of the popular Chinese social media app called RedNote or 小红书. If you're gonna post on it, you need to know this as well. Hong means red. Red is everywhere in Chinese culture. It's the color of joy, celebration, and good fortune. Even the national flag of China, known as 五星红旗, is red, symbolizing the country's spirit and unity. The official car of the President of China is also a 红旗, which means red flag. During Chinese New Year and weddings, you'll see red decorations everywhere. This is because red is believed to bring good luck and happiness. There is also a fascinating legend behind the use of red during Chinese New Year. A long time ago, in a small village in China, the villagers lived in fear of a monster called Nian that would come out every New Year's Eve. Nian had sharp horns and teeth, and it would descend from the mountains to attack the village, eating livestock and even harming people. To escape Nian, the villagers would flee to the mountains with their families every New Year's Eve, returning only the next morning. One year, an old man with white hair visited the village and told them he knew how to scare away Nian. He said that Nian was afraid of the color red, fire, and loud noises. Following the old man's advice, the villagers hung red lanterns and couplets, set off firecrackers, and lit bonfires on New Year's Eve. When Nian arrived that night, it was terrified by the red decorations, the loud noises of the firecrackers, and the bright firelight. It quickly fled back to the mountains and never came back to the village. From then on, every New Year's Eve, the villagers would hang red lanterns, paste red couplets, set off firecrackers, and light bonfires to keep Nian away and ensure their safety. This tradition eventually evolved into the Chinese New Year celebrations we know today. Red envelopes, known as 红包, are given as gifts of money to bring good luck. There is also a legend behind the tradition of giving red envelopes. A long time ago, there was a small demon called Sui that would come out every New Year's Eve to harm children. Sui had a black body and white hands. It would sneak into villages at night, touching the heads of sleeping children 3 times, causing them to cry and fall ill. To protect their children, the villagers came up with a plan. They gave their children red envelopes filled with money and placed them under their pillows on New Year's Eve. The red paper and the money inside were believed to have the power to ward off evil spirits and scare away Sui. Sure enough, when Sui came to the village and saw the red envelopes under the children's pillows, it was so frightened by the red color that it ran away and never returned. From then on, the villagers would give red envelopes to their children every New Year's Eve to ensure their safety and health. This tradition has evolved into the modern practice of giving red envelopes during Chinese New Year, symbolizing the wish for good luck and protection. So you can understand why we call this 压岁钱. Interestingly, in the Chinese stock market, red indicates a rise in stock prices, which is the opposite of many Western countries. So, if you're gonna invest, be aware of these cultural differences. This is also a reason why green isn't as favored in China. Although green symbolizes nature, health, and growth, there's a cultural twist. In China, wearing a green hat have a very different meaning. It implies that someone's partner has been unfaithful. Never wear a green hat in China to avoid misunderstanding. But what does this association come from? The phrase wearing a green hat, 戴绿帽子, dates back to the Ming Dynasty. There are several theories about its origin. One popular theory suggests that in ancient China, the families of prostitutes were required to wear green headwear to distinguish themselves from others. Over time, this association with infidelity stuck, and the phrase wearing a green hat became synonymous with being cheated on. Even today, the superstition persists. While not everyone believes in it, but many people avoid wearing green hats out of respect for cultural traditions. So, if you're ever in China, it's best to steer clear of green hats to avoid any awkward situation. Another thing you shouldn't do is sharing yellow content. Otherwise, you could face detention and fines. Why? Although yellow is a color with a rich history and deep symbolism. In ancient China, yellow was considered the color of the emperor and was associated with power, prosperity, and the center of the universe. However, yellow has a dual significance in modern times. Yellow can also be associated with pornography in publications. For example, 黄书 means books with pornographic content, and 黄片儿 or 黄色电影 means adult films. This association dates back to the early 20th century, when yellow was used to describe illicit books and magazines containing explicit content. So it's important to be mindful of this context when using the color. In China, spreading pornographic content is considered a serious crime and is subject to strict penalties. According to Chinese law, producing, copying, publishing, selling, or spreading pornographic electronic information for profit. This can result in imprisonment up to 3 to 10 years, detention, or control, along with fines. Spreading pornographic content to minors can lead to harsher penalties. Organizing the viewing of pornographic content can also lead to imprisonment up to 3 years or more in severe cases. Never wear in white when visiting elderly relatives in China is another point you need to be aware. Why? Because white is another color with significant cultural implications. While white symbolizes purity and innocence, it is also associated with mourning and funerals in China. During funerals, people wear white to show respect for the deceased. This is why wearing white in certain contexts, especially when visiting elderly relatives, can be seen as inappropriate, as it may imply bad luck or death. So, it's important to be mindful of this cultural nuance. The opposite color to white is black. As mentioned, white symbolizes purity and innocence. So, black, much like in many cultures, has negative connotations in China. It represents darkness, secrecy, and misfortune. Terms like blacklist, 黑名单, and hacker, 黑客, are commonly used. Interestingly, we have 红客 in China, which refers to hackers who protect systems rather than attack them, highlighting the duality of good and bad. In Chinese philosophy, black is associated with the yin aspect of the yin-yang duality, representing the passive, receptive, and hidden aspects of life. But it is also very popular in modern fashion, symbolizes mystery and elegance, making it a favorite color among many fashion designers and brands. What does black symbolize in your culture? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Color in Chinese culture are rich with meaning and tradition. For example, blue often symbolizes immortality and advancement, while purple represents divinity and nobility. Understanding these nuances can help you navigate social situations and appreciate the depths of Chinese customs. What do colors symbolize in your culture? Leave a comment below and let us know. Thanks for watching. See you next time.